welcome to the Ty Show for June 2nd. Today we're going to talk about a little bit more news on the NBA returning, and then I want to get into some more on the subject that we talked about a little bit yesterday, just to show that we could get to where we need to be. But let's jump straight into the NBA news first. Uh, to be voted on Thursday will be the finalized plan for return for the NBA. The NBA Board of Governors meeting on Thursday should be the time where the league will officially vote on a finalized plan for the return of the season. According to a report by Wojnarowski on Tuesday, over the last few weeks, chances of the season resuming have become more realistic, but the NBA unsure of when, where, and how it would play out. After considering a couple cities and its above locations, the NBA seems to have settled on concluding the season at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, officially. And instead of bringing all 30 teams, recent reports indicate that a 22-team format would make the most sense. Although reaching over 70 regular season games played could help smaller market teams honor their regional broadcasting contracts, players and organizations were resisting the idea of gearing up for a return, not just have a chance at making the postseason. For the Thunder, this wasn't a worry because we were the fifth seed, but for some teams, yes, it is probably. The plan is to have Uh, seems like a late June, early July restart for the league was possible, but the NBA is focused on having the basketball back in action on July 31st with hopes of concluding the NBA Finals by October 12th at the latest. Uh, they're also considering a roster expansion, which would let the two-way players join the teams because you have players because they're going to be playing so many games quickly to let those two-way players stay on the roster so you have some more people to rotate in. I know for the Thunder this would be huge because Lou Dort was our two-way player this year and he started for a long time, for a lot at small forward this year. So as a Thunder fan, we'd like that. But yeah, some other teams it would be very interesting to see how that works out. But it was announced yesterday that Oklahoma State linebacker Amin Ogbongbemiya, who was an all Big 12 defensive second team this year for Oklahoma State, announced on social media that he has tested positive for COVID-19 after attending a protest in Tulsa. After attending a protest in Tulsa and being well protected of myself, I have tested positive for COVID-19, he said. Tuesday, please, if you're going to protest, take care of yourself and stay safe. Earlier today, Oklahoma State University officials revealed their plan to bring back football players in a phased approach. The plan including testing the players for COVID and putting anyone who tests positive in quarantine before returning. Starting June 15th, student athletes can return to facilities for voluntary workouts. Masks will be available but won't be required to wear. Officials say a task force has helped to create it. The Oklahoma State Health Department announced Tuesday that 119 more Oklahomans had tested positive for COVID-19, raising the state total to 6,692 cases here. Health officials also announced that there had been 5 more deaths in the state. As of now, 339 people have died of it in Oklahoma so far. But he's one of the first major Oklahoma people to get it, so especially with college football returning, it was kind of a big news, and he got it while protesting for the Black Lives Matter probe, which is what I wanted to get into. As we are in this point right now where you have everyone protesting, which, like we talked about yesterday, I'm all for. I'm just not for all the rioting and stuff. But you go back to the day when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier for the first time in sports. Sports has a major impact with race because you have black people, white people, any races working together on a team. We don't care about color. And I talked about this in my newspaper article this week in the Mingo Union City Times. That it, when I played in middle school and my first year of high school before I was homeschooled, uh, I didn't ever notice what color the other team was or who my teammates were. They were my teammates. You don't view that in sports. It's just not something that you pay attention to at all. Uh, and Jackie Robinson was the first guy to do that as he broke the color barrier. You had uh, Pee Wee in this picture right here when he put his arm around Jackie, calling him his teammate, which is what symbolized the world. That's kind of what we need to see now. A couple other people stood up, as we talked about Trey Young yesterday. Lincoln Riley said this statement today: I always stand with my players, and I am thankful that I was raised in a home that taught me that no human, regardless of race, religion, or any other factor, should ever be treated differently. We have a long way to go as a society. I am committed to being a part of the change. Mike Gundy also said, I can't stop thinking about the horrible situation that happened in Minneapolis earlier this week. I've been at a loss of words to describe the shocking video of George Floyd. My heart and prayers go out to his family. The disgraceful event means we must work harder together every day to put an end to the mistreatment of black Americans in our country. I'm thankful to be in an environment with Oklahoma State football and our cowboy culture where we respect each other. The 200 people in our family understood and appreciate diversity and have compassion for one another. I hope we can replace the rage with respect and all come together. And I think that's what we need to be right now is we need to all come together like these football players right here as you see in Tampa Bay. On Saturday afternoon, after a dozen football players from the Tampa Bay uh, area gathered to remove some of the debris left behind from the protests and not the protests, the riots, because that wasn't the protest, that was for the riots that happened. On Memorial Day, the cleanup crew included Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Auden Tate, Buffalo Bills, Indianapolis Colts, quarterback Isaiah, and wide receiver Ray McLeod III, and his brother Jordan McLeod, a quarterback at South Florida. McLeod III began the effort with a text to his childhood friend, Caddy Molina, who played high school football in the area. I got a text from my boy Molina said, he was like, yo, we got to go clean. We're going to hit the streets. I was like, well, yeah, let's do it. It's kind of funny. We walked right past the yellow tape and the sheriff was out there. We didn't get bothered by nobody. People saw us out there. They didn't bother us. They helped us. We were in gloves and masks. The players focused their efforts on the strip center that was on fire during the protest, which was centered in the expansive parking lot at the University Mall across the street. Their efforts attracted a crowd, and by the end of the day, 30 people were helping to clean up the area. And I feel like that's what we need right now, is that in this time, just show that we can all be one, as we had with the NFL Rudy Rule, where they're trying to hire more minorities because there's not a lot of the minorities getting the jobs in the NFL, that they're going to give more draft picks if you hire a minority. It is possible. Um, we could expand this for sure. And in the racial segregation, or not segregation, but racial profile that's happening in America right now. And we could all do it if we work together. And that's my statement today. I just want to say, please, please, please go help. Go talk to someone. Tell them that they matter at this point in time because it really does affect them, especially in this time right now. But that's it for me today. Leave a like, comment, and tell me what you guys think. I'll be back tomorrow for another video. Take care. God bless. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.